Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Hinterland. So I kind of thought that we would be starting this next episode here in the month of December, but soil samples are now sent to laboratory. Okay, perfect. So we sent off some soil samples here. Anyway, so we're sitting good for a bunch of things, but at the last minute, I realized that in the last day basically up to the end of November here, I can actually still plant grass. So rather than just leaving this field dormant all winter, I figured, you know what, let's just quickly, and it's not so quick, but let's just quickly rip in some grass, and that way it's at least growing. It'll probably germinate when we get into December is my guess, right? We planted in November, we should start to see something in December. And then, not that we're going to harvest it this calendar year, but at least before it's time to harvest and then plant the next crops in the spring, we'll have an opportunity to cut this grass, which is good. So we're just going to kind of quickly start this episode off by, I got my soil samples here. That's back already, so that's good. We want to get some lime down here, and then anyways, make sure that our field's in good shape so we can do some growing for us over the winter. Yeah, I think that would have been a missed opportunity if we hadn't have done something. I debated, honestly, I sort of debated on whether or not I do something anyways, or just like say, forget it, just leave it. But I don't know. I couldn't live with myself if I had known there was an opportunity there and we didn't take advantage of it. I honestly don't even know if I have enough lime to make it all the way around here. I'm not going to panic if I don't. I will put down what I have. I'm not necessarily going to go and buy a bunch of more stuff like lime and things like that right now. We'll use what we have and kind of live with it after that. So anyways, in this episode, once we're done this field, we will move into December. I believe we may be into another selling situation with the silage bales that we have over between the sawmill and our new spinnery. When I checked last, they were around 60% or 65% fermented. So we may have an opportunity to go sell that. I'm wondering if it would make sense to, when we do sell it, perhaps what we should be doing is buying our next piece of property. I don't think that right away we would need to. What are we doing here? I don't think we'd need. So if we sold all those bales, I believe we'll have enough money to buy another piece of property. I could be wrong, but if we do have an opportunity to buy another piece of property, that would probably mean that we would end up mowing that property, okay, more mowing, and then bale that stuff up, wrap it, and have some silage in the bank, so to speak, as we move forward. Lots of stuff going on here, isn't there? Opportunities kind of presenting itself. Let's get this last little corner here, and then we'll get the cedar out. Looking forward to using that planter in the spring too. Maybe we can throw some corn down. All right, let's relax with the lime here. Actually, we do have more lime, don't we? I wonder if I can get rid of one of these bags that's just kicking around over here. I think these are both lime, and this one over here looks depleted. So my guess is if I pull from that, yeah, perfect. This one I think is full. Yeah. So I don't know if I talked about this in the last one, but originally had thought we'd get rid of those two little greenhouses, the chickens and the silage, the little pit there. But I should have lowered this first. In the end, opted to sell the chicken coop and obviously move, like the little chicken area there, and move the chickens into their new building, which we saw. And anyway, so now we kind of plowed over where the chickens were. This stuff over here, I still plan on removing this silage and selling this little pit. I may just keep these greenhouses here and perhaps add some more greenhouses up here, or this may be a good spot here for a shed. What are we looking at here? We have no fertilizer. Great. What is over here? Is that some fertilizer or is that seeds? That's seeds. Honestly, I don't really want to go and buy fertilizer. How about this? If we run out of seeds, which I doubt we will, we'll go buy fertilizer. I am gonna damage my equipment. I'm not gonna go buy fertilizer right now. We're gonna just deal with what we have, get the grass in the ground. It won't be the best yield, obviously, but I just don't want to. I just don't want to buy the fertilizer right now. I don't recall what the seeding experience was with the other tractor, but it pulled the seeder. This one's just ripping. Watch out for these little trees. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, so we should be done this quickly, and then we can get on with it. But yeah, if we did get another property, that would hopefully present some new opportunity for us to strip the property for all of its resources. So it would have to be a property. Ideally, it's a property connected to this one. Or like to the ones we already have, but I have no rule saying that I must only purchase properties that are connected. So we could jump to another area if there was something that had a good combination of woods and field opportunity. Then why not, right? I'm not quite right to the edges here either. Obviously, when we do harvest the grass, if we decide to make this field something else, then we'll have to plow it. And we may just want to plow it anyways in the spring, just to kind of, I don't know, really get it nice and fresh. But we may just keep this as a grass field, and if we do that, then we still might plow it anyways, and then replant the grass just so we get a nice help us boost the yield, get the stones out or whatever, that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna get this done, and then we're gonna go to sleep and cross our fingers that good stuff will happen in December. I don't know if you saw, I was daydreaming a little bit at the end of the last one, and there was that big Kloss tractor that popped into the sale. I believe with the over 500 horsepower, we'd be like 200 grand. Will we ever get to the point where we have that much money in the bank? We will. So those kind of things will happen in the future. It'd be nice to have something like that. Right now, it's not feasible. Plus, we have this little beast here. Like, we're cruising around at 18 kilometers an hour, and this is pulling no problem. And I mean, this is like a 6-meter seeder also, so I can't see why we'd want to go and upgrade to something else. But right now, we might as well just keep this like it is. But okay, enough blabbing. I will get this done, and we'll check back. All right, coming into just the last little bit here. So unfertilized, has lime. I think it said we're sitting at about 115% yield, but not quite as much, I guess, probably if we had fertilized it. So that's not too bad. I don't mind that. We should be able to get some grass off of here come the spring, if I can just get this last little bit. That's it. Let's get this thing parked and go rest our heads. Gotta get that water moved over too. No sense in having that. Well, I guess, sorry, we'll leave that up here, and we'll maybe put another one of those. We'll tap into the ancient underground aquifer and have one of those for the other side too. All right, I did have a check on all the animals and production and stuff, so I mean, everything's as good as it can be for us. We're going to shut the lights off, shut the motor off, and we're gonna start this episode by taking a nap. So we'll see you momentarily. All right, there we go, 8 o'clock in the morning, and look, trees are growing finally. Sometimes you wonder whether those things are even going to grow. And let's look over here. We should have a couple trees behind this greenhouse. Okay, so they have yet to start growing. We do have some small trees back here that have started growing. Not all of them. I've had some bone meal. Isn't that how it works in Minecraft? Just dust some bone meal on top of them, and the next thing you know, boom, you got trees. Anyways, this line here is pretty good. I'm probably going to regret this line of trees, but what did I put in there? I put birch trees. I know they're not the most lucrative trees, but I do like the way they look. I think it's maybe more what I was thinking. But yeah, so anyways, while I was waiting to wake up, I did have a quick look at the market. So produce is at a point right now where we could sell it. We're more or less close to what the max is going to be. Or, I mean, it might be off slightly, but if we did want to sell it, we could sell it now. And the wood, unfortunately, no, like the wood planks and the furniture. So not worth selling that right now. But we could go around and sell our produce. Let's see what happened with our productions overnight here anyways. And I think maybe what we're going to want to do is park this beast. I can see some stuff already there in the background. We'll go check the silage first. 86%. So I am guessing this will be ready to sell in this month. But we are 2 days per month, right? So I don't think it's going to be in this episode necessarily. Okay, we have another thing of furniture. So we're sitting on. We're going to be sitting on some decent money. This stuff's all spring, isn't it? It's like not even soon, I don't think. So furniture. Yeah, look, June. We're just getting into worse and worse pricing right now. So we could, if we were strapped for cash, we could sell furniture and we could sell the planks. I mean, it's really only a couple $100, but it's like, I mean, at 4,000 liters, which is kind of what we have right now, is $800, almost $1,000. Imagine by the time we hit the spring, how much we're gonna have, how much money we're gonna have. It'll be amazing. So okay, one of the things we got to move some stuff over there. These beasts over here have started spawning eggs, but it's going to be a little bit before we get some full pallets. But I hadn't actually looked in here. I don't know whether they come in here or not. We'll need to get some bird food today. Nothing spawned there yet. Oh, look, it's covered now. Oh, that's interesting. So I had no idea. I wondered what this... All right, so I was thinking, man, these outdoor gardens are cool, but they're going to look kind of dumb in the winter when they're buried in snow. But look, it covered itself. So that's why, I don't know if you noticed, I couldn't jump into these. Or was that this series where you can't actually jump into these because it seems like there's a bit of a collision on top? And that would be why. There's actually an invisible roof. Anyways, looks like we're getting close to 1,000. It should be spawning some pallets soon. All right, these guys are still okay for food, but similar to the ducks, we're going to need some. We're going to need some food for them. So what is spawning over here? This stuff turns way faster. Oh, do I have one of each? 1,000 liters of wheat, 1,000 liters of sorghum, and 1,000 liters of oat. Okay, so the sorghum, I think we can feed to the chickens. Wheat we can feed to the chickens, but... Okay, let's look here. We have a... Okay, so we can make flour, oat flour. So... It looks like you can put in a little bit of oat and get a lot of flour. And then does that mean it's specifically oat flour at that point? And then we can turn our flour around and make it into bread. So maybe what we want to do is we want to take the wheat and the sorghum and feed it to the birds. And then we'll take the oats down to the production. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, look at the sorghum and the wheat look like it's generating way faster. All right, now what about you, my furry friends? Has anybody mated yet? Do we have new... Do we have any lambs, I guess? Animals, 32, no. I can't remember how many were allowed in here, but we may want to make a purchase. Like, I'm not sure these things are going to breed fast enough. Yeah, 32 of 120. How much would it cost if we bought some full-size sheep? 8 months. Even if we bought 20, is it expensive? How much is every 10? All right, let's just buy 10 because I think we only had, what, $6,000? Yeah. We're going to sell a few things, but we bumped it up to 42. We have enough food, we got enough water. We're gonna have to go around with the water tanker and get some water into our productions, get some water down here with our sheep. I don't fully understand how a water distributor works, but maybe it's something we gotta look at. We'll be adding to those grass bales at some point. Let's get into the Z-Tor and we'll clear the, so we gotta find a good place for this stuff. I don't know that right where it is right now is good. Actually, you know what? This area only seems tight because of the bales. Here comes the loudest tractor in the game. I don't even know if that's true, but it feels like it. Oh, look. I move one, another one spawns. I guess we're up to 5,000 liters of planks now. All right. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit messy, but whatever. I just want to make sure that this area is clear so we can, we don't impede it at all. Although it shouldn't. It should just stockpile and wait until we move these and then spawn everything all of a sudden. 5,000 liters of planks. And it's like, so I think at max it's like $2,000 per 1,000 liters. So I mean, there's like $10,000 in wood right there. Spring's going to be good for us. With the harvest and selling all this stuff. So, spring's when I proceed to lose interest in the game because we have too much money. It's funny, to me this game is more fun when you don't have anything and you gotta kind of get creative and figure out what you're doing. As soon as you're rich, it's just not as fun. What do we have here? This one is oats. So oats are what we want to turn into flour. So we're gonna take that down to the bakery. And presumably the bakery is not going to end up being a sell point by accident for us. I wonder if I can just put this directly into the birds. Not literally into the birds, but I think you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I wonder how that bakery works. I wonder if does it give us options or does it immediately sell? Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, that answers that question. There's another 1,000 liters for you, ducks. Let's go get the sorghum and feed that to our chickens. Okay, I'm liking that. If we can produce fast enough out of this silo, then we should be able to keep our animals fed without having to buy any more food. I don't know how much they eat. I guess we'll find out. Well, when you have all 360 birds in there, I'm sure they're going to eat quite a bit. Let's hope that this thing's set up to take this and not just like wheat. It should. Birds will eat the sorghum. Yep. Oh, that's genius. Love it. It's so satisfying in this game when things work. I wonder if that field grass behind us there is going to be ready for another cut. Bit of a bonus cut for us. All right, let's get this pallet and we'll put it onto the trailer. Remember the days where we wouldn't go to town unless we brought a load of logs? Kind of almost at that point again anyways when you look at it. We only have $4,000. Where are we going to make some money in December? I guess we're going to make it in selling silage and potentially, I don't know, cutting more trees down, I guess. Yeah, there you go. The grass has germinated, is that what they say? 113% yield, so it's just not fertilized. If we fertilize it, we'd be making more. If the snow holds off into January, then we might get a chance. We may, and if that goes to like stage 3, but not fully ready, then we may cut it anyways, just to get some grass. There's a pallet of tomatoes over there. We'll go get that, and we'll get the other 3,000 liters we have, and the lettuce. It's amazing how slow the lettuce is. Like, when did we put these greenhouses in? Like, we have 1 pallet of lettuce so far, is that right? What a disappointment that is. Lettuce, you are a disappointment. Oh, unless... It's almost ready. I should just spawn that pallet anyways. 1 pallet. Perfect. Tomatoes in the other one. We're not there yet. Yeah, I might as well. Like, I mean, I think it's, what is it, 1,000 liters, or unless it's 2,000 liter pallets. Let's go check out what size this. Oh, we got honey there too. I don't think this is going to be a big money maker this trip, but oh yeah, 500. Oh, the other thing, I guess we do have bees. We should probably go check to see what they've been doing. It's not a very big beehive. But perhaps they've produced something. Yeah, this looks like it's going to work without an issue. With forks that slide. Come on, get on there. All the produce slides right off these forks, so now I'm 3 high. Oh yeah, there we go. That was my bad. My bad. Oh, great. I wonder if these are light enough for me to pick up anyways. How heavy are these? 400 kilograms. They're exactly twice as much weight as we can carry as an in-game human. So the answer is no, I will not be picking that up. This tractor can barely pick it up. Okay. Once again, violating the health code. We'll just do this. That's exactly what... I'm sure that's what they do in the real world when it comes to pallets falling over. I just dusted off all the tomatoes that fell out. I just dusted them off and put them back in, so we're good. Okay, well, we won't be making any tomato sauce because we are selling it. So we'll get the lettuce, we'll get the eggs, we'll get the honey. I should be able to pick this up. This can't have any weight to it. Oh, the eggs I can pick up too. That's good. I sure didn't leave myself a lot of room on this side. It's not like I'm getting judged on aesthetics. Oh. You get so nervous in this game, you know, you have sort of like have PTSD when it comes to pallets doing things they're not supposed to. So as soon as you see something weird happening, like just there, things got a little shaky, you kind of want to freak out a little bit. All right, and then we'll hand bomb the eggs, which I believe it showed we can do. Yeah, this is definitely going to be one of the more disappointing, not disappointing, I mean money's money, but I don't think we're making a lot of money here. Now, all this stuff would be worth a little more when the snow's falling, but it's really not worth much more, so we might as well take a bit of cash versus not. Okay, I think I can grab the top one anyways. Yeah, you know why? Because it's just a partial pallet, that's why. Let's put it on top of here. The other one weighs 140 kilograms too much. Just ram the pallet with the forks. Let's fit on the back. There you go, some advanced loading techniques right there in case you're taking notes. Let's put one more this way. Okay, I mean, I guess that's our produce, right? All right, so can't sell the silage. We're not selling the wood products yet. Yeah, really, it's this. So let's get this down to the store and see what happens and get that wheat production started. I'm gotta be careful not to accidentally sell something where I don't want to. This is what I'm looking for here, right? The bakery, yes. Oat flour. Activate. So we'll spawn the pallets and then we'll basically just turn around and reload them in. I don't think you can distribute. Can you just distribute it and then make the bread out of it immediately? I think for the first little while, maybe what we'll do, well, I don't know. Should we try that? If I hit distribute, is it going to go somewhere that I don't want it to? Trust me, I've been burned so many times in this game that you get nervous about doing certain things. Okay, let's open this one. Open this one. That is quite a lofty jump that I have. Move the forks together. Around back, you think? Yep. Nope. Spawning. And there you go. We added 1,000 liters and we are now making flour. Of which then we'll be able to turn around and make bread. And silly question, but bread is worth almost 2,000 liters, so that's pretty good. So if we did get some bread in the next month by January, or some bread, we won't get bread right away. I mean, flour's not too shabby, but bread's really good. So I wonder if they'd be mad if I just left this here. If we hurry up, they'll never even know. All this produce, honey is good at, oh, good, look at this. They're pretty much, farmer's market pays the most. Lettuce is farmer's market, and tomatoes is port. We have the most we have is of tomatoes, so we'll just go to port. Let's hope it just takes it. Take the produce. Okay, big money. How much are we going to get? It's actually not, it's adding up. It's going to be a few $1,000s anyways, no? What do we start with, $4,000? Will we get to 10? No. Oh. With the environmental, we made like $5,500. Actually didn't really expect that, to be honest with you. But that kind of leaves us with a bit of a question as to what we do. We could do some logging. We have the forest up at the top there where we could maybe take a couple loads out. We got to get some water into our animals. So maybe that'll be the next thing we'll do. We'll get at least maybe 2 loads into the animals. We'll get a couple loads into the greenhouses. We'll make sure that everything's good there. And then maybe what we're doing is like at any time, it's not like the trees are going away. So it's not like at any time I couldn't just go and take 4 loads of wood in and make the $40,000 or $80,000, $100,000. By not doing it right away, the only thing that we're missing is maybe the opportunity to buy another piece of land and mow that and get the grass. So I mean, but we don't necessarily need money this second. when we do roll into the spring, I mean, the next major purchase we're going to have to make is going to be obviously something to harvest our crops. We're going to want a like a proper trailer to put the crops into. We may want a silo because when harvest time isn't typically the best time to sell, you then often end up sitting on everything until the spring, which is, I guess, usually the best time to sell. I think maybe what we'll do is we'll make sure that everybody's got the water they need. We may rest until we roll into the next day here, and then see if we can't sell that silage. This corner is becoming a little more reasonable now that those trees aren't saplings. You sort of notice it a little bit more now. Yeah, okay, so let's do that. This is probably a good time for a time lapse. What do you think? As we go and rip through a bunch of loads of water, 2,000 liters at a time. Definitely going to need a bigger water tank here if we're going to be maintaining. Oh, yeah, you know what? Sorry, as I'm saying that, let's do this. Let's fill this water tank here. We'll put water into the silos up here, and then we will take this water tank down to our productions and animals, and we'll put in another one of these water fountain things there, and that'll allow us to get water down there without having to rip up here. That would be kind of a pain in the butt if we have to keep coming up here. So we'll just put 2 into each of these silos, and then we'll go and place another water trigger down at the bottom, and then we'll see if maybe resting is the best option. We'll drop this off, and then it's full already. I guess I might as well just put the rest into here. I'm like, why is it triggering me? I don't think the chickens and the ducks needed water. I think they just ate food. I'll just double check. I might put a gate right there too, right there for the sheep, because then if I'm filling up the water, I only just have to come here. I don't have to drive all the way around. Not that it's big deal, but it's all about efficiencies. So we'll leave this full so it can rust from the inside. I was gonna check, so yes, there's no way that these 88, yes, okay, so that's what that is. Let's go look at this field quickly. Yeah, like we could cut this grass. This was the most recent cut. This was the cut before it. And we got a ton of bales off of here too. So we could do an absolute massive cut off of here. Maybe that'll be December. Imagine we take a nap. We wake up, if we can sell our silage bales, sweet. And then we go and we mow all this. If we have an opportunity to buy another field, perhaps we run into a nightmare scenario where we are mowing all of this and potentially this. I changed my mind a million times in this game. It's like, you know what? We don't need to buy anything major at all. Yeah. So basically, it's like mow all of that. I put in a road too. I don't know if we talked about that. Mow all of that, and potentially also like this. I just want to see how much forest this actually is. So just looking for the corner of the property here, which is pretty much right here. So how many trees does this hillside actually represent? Not a lot. But I mean, there's probably still 20 grand in here, which is like 1/4 of the property value. And imagine how many bales, we would be taking off. Let's see, where's the corner here? So if we mowed all the way from here to the road, around the corner here, and all the way up to the property. Look at this. We can mow all the way over here. Oh, we would pull so many bales off here. I think I'd have to have I'd have to move my Keurig onto my desk. I don't use Courseplay. Mostly because I honestly, I've never really used it, so I don't really know how to. Not because it's not great. I understand it to be a pretty great feature. I've just never used it, so I don't really understand it. Fear the things you do not understand. We could potentially mow a massive, massive amount. Now we have that bat wing. That's good. 6 meter bat wing. 6 meter, 9 meter, I don't know. So how much is this field? This field right here. When we get to this, that's a pretty good sized farm. Perhaps these 6 tiles here, but we also then don't have trees. That tile there is just a cash money maker for us. Why do I say things like that? If I bought that one next, we could take out a ton of trees and then use the money to basically potentially even buy both of these. That's probably the smarter thing, isn't it? But it would mean just one horrible episode of logging. Yeah, 80, 80, 80. Okay, fine. You know what? So maybe that's December 2nd. Maybe it's selling the bales, mowing out this area. If we have enough money to buy a piece of land, perhaps it's that. Then it's, hey, remember that big time-lapse episode we did where all we did was run logs back and forth to the sell point? Well, sell point and production, I guess, but the sell point? Oh, who knows? Anyway, so let's go to sleep because everybody's fed. Everybody has water. I could just sleep in the tractor, obviously, but I mean, if I have a comfy bed up there in my silo house, why not? All right, second day of December, and things are looking a little frosty. We sure slept. We just slept for a long, long time. I don't want to sleep my life away, but I think sometimes you just got it, right? So let's take a quick peek. So nothing else spawned over here. This might be a good time to check on those bees. We're still in the second, yeah, my guess is that's going to stay in the second stage all winter. I don't think we're going to see third stage until the spring. The wheat is not going to be available till the spring. Okay, we have as my kid likes to say, a butt ton of silage to sell. All right, we just kind of have to just keep checking on these guys. Let's jump over here. That's what, about 500 liters of wool, so we won't worry about that yet. But we will want to put some more wool into our spinnery. This is wheat. Okay, so I mean the wheat will be able to go into the animals there. Sunflowers, so we could start our oil production. We already have another load of planks. Wow, okay. Let's take a quick look and see what a trailer is worth, and then maybe what we do is we take the sunflowers. If we can buy ourselves a trailer, oh, look at that beast. If we can buy ourselves a bigger bale trailer, then we head down to town. We bring the big bale trailer. We bring the we could sell our old trailer here because I mean it'll be worth something, right? Yeah. So by the time we fix it, it could be worth $3,000. Like I don't want an auto load trailer. I just want something we can load bales onto and strap. Look at that, $2,400. Okay, let's be real here for a second. I don't want something I can auto load currently. When we do a huge mow like I'm talking about doing, perhaps I'm going to want to do a little bit of auto loading. And that's only just being realistic and trying to enjoy the game rather than making this difficult, right? I think we might go with this one. Yeah, let's do that. Let's buy this one. I should have checked to make sure that the store... I don't have store deliveries on. Oh, shoot. It cost me an extra $115. Well, they delivered it for us, and I still want to sell that other trailer. Or, yeah, I want to sell that other trailer and get the sunflowers down there. Okay, well, you know what? Let's do this. Earn it. Okay, let's load this trailer with some bales. We'll load this trailer with bales. We will take this trailer and the bales and the sunflowers down to town, and we'll sell this trailer. And yeah, okay, shoot. I didn't mean for this trailer to show up here. And it's me, voiceover guy again. I should have enjoyed this, the loading of this trailer a little more than I did, because little did I know I was about to walk into a nightmare of a trailer situation once I got this unloaded and we bought our next trailer. But you'll see that in a second. But anyways, we got the sunflowers down to the production. I managed to get the production activated and get these sunflowers in there so I could start producing the beginnings of my sunflower oil, which was fantastic. Where things got really crazy, though, is where so there was a pallet of flour sitting there on the loading dock for us because I had set it to spawn. In hindsight, that 100% should have been set to distribute, so that way it would have gone right back into bread production. But every time so I was confused. You can see here, every time I went to go take I'm like, oh, look, oh, more, great. Let's put it back in there, more. And then I realized what was happening is I was putting it into the production, and then it was spawning it back out. So eventually what I did is I set it to distribute. It then went into bread production, and things were normal. So we got these bales sold, which is good. Made a couple bucks there. We're gonna walk away with a bunch of money today. Maybe not as much money as we would have liked, but anyways, it's the silage bales in this hard economy cannot be ignored, especially when there's grass everywhere. So the next step was to get this trailer cleaned up, get it serviced. I've done the math a million times. Every time you repaint it and service it, you do make a little bit more, so it is worth spending the money. But got everything else serviced, and then went in to look and then went back to go start loading this trailer. The trailer, well, it's after we feed the birds, obviously, but this trailer turned out to be the biggest disappointment. If you're gonna go auto load, go all in or not. I didn't want auto load, and this trailer, as you heard what I was saying earlier, this trailer is an auto load trailer. Unbeknownst to me, or maybe I just wasn't thinking, as I'm loading the bales, it's placing them, which you'll see happen right here. I hate this because you have no control over what's happening. So you basically just walk up, it sucks the bale into its position, and that's it. What it doesn't do, though, is then allow you to go and stack as much as you want on top of that, which I can't stand. I wish you had a trailer that was sort of best of both worlds, where it would, take your kind of initial amount and then let you do whatever you want with the rest. Pain in my backside is what this trailer ended up being. So it's just crazy. Needless to say, that trailer does not last long on the farm. We get done what we need to get done, but beyond that, no thank you. Like you can see, I think this load here, I attempted to stack it as much as I could, and as I do, right? That's what I do. I normally stack the crap out of a trailer till it's completely unsafe, and then we go and we transport. But in this case here, you can see it'll take the bales, it'll place them, but then anything beyond that, every time you go to place it, it takes all the straps off. So if anything's sitting a little bit precarious, then it'll just fall off the trailer, and it just doesn't let you do what you want to do. I was so frustrated at this point. I was so pissed off that I made the mistake of even getting this trailer, but in the end we get the job done, and And then we do the right thing. We kill this trailer off. So one last horrific loading here. Get that thing loaded and get this down to the store. Look at that jumbled mess. So disappointing. It's unfortunate because I do like the look of this trailer, but no more auto load, no more auto load. So we get this last, there's the bonus. When you unhook, everything falls off and you sell it, but I can't help but laugh every time I go and do this. Actually, what a pain in the butt too, trying to use these bales to knock the other bales off. Every time I got close to the trailer, it just loaded them. This reminds me of when I was younger. I had a job as a parts driver with a dealership that serviced and sold medium and heavy duty trucks, and we used to deliver crate motors with our half-ton pickups, and so you'd load it at the dealership all the way up to the cab, and then when you got to the other end, you'd put your truck in reverse, slam on the brakes, and then the pallet would slide to the back, and the guy could take it off with the forklift. So it just reminds me of some of the foolishness. Anyways, now if I can just get myself out of the sale here, get out of the sale. Come on, keep going. We're gonna get ourselves a real trailer now. Basically, I just wanted a no-nonsense, simple trailer with more real estate than we had in the past, and nothing that was going to create any issues. You know what? At some point here, I say no auto load. I mean, I do. Oh, and I could see I was having a problem here too. Look, none of the logos were showing up, which usually means everything's about to crash. Look at this. But it didn't matter. This is the trailer that I wanted anyways. We picked it up, $2,600. It's exactly what I should have done in the first place. So dumb. Lesson learned. So we're walking out of the day with, I don't think I sold anything else. I think this was pretty much it. Got $62,000. It's not the $80,000 we need to get ourselves a new field, but there's money to be made everywhere in this map. Plus, we're going into the winter, so I mean, as we go into the winter, it kind of makes sense to go after the forestry. Look at that. That looks good. The bread was working. So dumb. Watching those pallets just keep spawning there and thinking, I'm like, oh man, we have so much flour. We did not have so much flour. Well, let's take this trailer back to its rightful home where we should have had it in the first place. This thing proves invaluable for us in moving product as those productions start to ramp up. Yeah, just getting back to the farm here, I can't help but notice, when you start your day off, it's so frosty, but as the day goes on, it sort of thaws out. Not too unlike, as you approach real winter, when you wake up in the morning, you don't even want to go outside because it's just so cold. Everything's gray and dark and literally frosted over. But then as the day goes on, the sun, not the best driving. As the day goes on, the sun comes out and everything starts to get better. We've been lucky enough to ride now late into December, and we're hoping to maybe get at least one day into January riding bikes or motocross. And I swear sometimes we get out there and there's some area that we've been riding, and you get out there and it's so cold, but as you get going, the sun comes out and everything just gets better. Kind of like this day on the farm here. So take one more last look around. These what was this? This was it's funny, I don't know that I ever really noticed, but I can lift these pallets with my hands. It's the sorghum and that comes out, and I think it's under 200 kilograms or whatever I have it set to. So I could I do enjoy using the front loader here, but I could be using my own strength with it, and not even super strength, just my own strength to pick these things up. But it's all good. I'm pretty sure I noticed at some point and start hand bombing this stuff onto trailers anyways, but One last crash into a piece of equipment. It's always good. 233 birds in there. And I think, what's the capacity? 230? 320? 320 maybe. So with that, 12:20 on a December afternoon, everything's pretty much done around the farm. There was nothing much else to do but call it a day, really. I could have gone and obviously done a bunch of logging or whatever, but you know what? There'll be lots of time for that over the winter. So thanks so much for watching this episode. And as we get into the winter months, the pace does pick up a little bit as we get through some of these months. We don't necessarily spend full days in each month, as you'll see, before we get into the spring. So hang on, get ready, and thanks again for watching, guys. See ya.